The ad campaign over the upcoming deadline to have what's called a Real ID is in full swing. It comes from a law passed way back in 2005 that is finally taking effect next month. Websites and commercials showing a Real ID compliant driver's license are out to let Americans know about the new Real ID requirement with a deadline of May 7th. THV 11 viewers have questions about what it all means, so we verify some common myths and clarify what's really real. Our sources are the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration and the Department of Homeland Security. Congress passed the Real ID Act in 2005. The idea that an ID is real means the person has presented documentation confirming their identity for the purposes of boarding a commercial aircraft or accessing certain federal buildings. Real IDs have a star on the upper right corner. But as with many changes, many myths are circulating. Myth number 1, you cannot travel without a Real ID after May 7th. False. While a Real ID simplifies travel, you can still use a valid U.S. passport or other federally accepted identification to board domestic flights or enter a government office. Myth 2, it's complicated and expensive. Wrong. Upgrading your existing Arkansas driver's license to a Real ID costs just $10 if it's not time for a renewal. If it is, you pay the same $40 fee as a standard license. And you'll need a birth certificate or passport, proof of a social security number, and 2 documents showing Arkansas residency like a utility bill. Myth 3 claims you're no longer able to get a Real ID after May 7th. We can verify this is also false. You can still apply after the deadline, but until you have a Real ID, you'll have to show extra identification where required. And according to the DFA, the original deadline for a Real ID was in 2000. Spokesman Scott Harden says the pandemic caused a delay, but that Arkansas had already begun issuing Real IDs back in 2016. So you may have one. You can apply for a Real ID at any Arkansas Revenue office.